Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose, and we are live with the Cryptic Paranormal Show tonight. First of all, thank you for bearing with me, guys. Last week, just had some family stuff we had to deal with. Dog wasn't doing so well. She's still alive, but we're just taking care of her, being with her, that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys being okay with that and rescheduling with us, because we definitely wanted to have you on tonight. So thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
No problem.
You're welcome.
I don't give a shit about you, Eisenberg.
Actually, got warm waiting around for a week.
Yeah, right. So we're back live. It's good to be back, and everybody tuning in already. We got Tony Santori. What's up, Papa? Megan Holland. Hello, love you, Meg. If you guys have any questions throughout the interviews, absolutely let us know. But we're gonna go ahead and start. How are you guys doing, Denise? How you doing? How was your week?
It was good. It's been busy. Yeah.
Yeah. You had a pretty cool trip out to Loveland Castle. You were talking about
earlier. That place is fun. It's weird. It's small, but it's fun.
Yeah. It's definitely a place we've been looking at, and we'd have to check out sometime when we have the time to haul it down to Cincinnati.
Right.
What's up with you, Heisenberg? Anything? Yes? No?
It's good. Let's just go to them.
All right, I tried to include you. What's up, Sam? How you doing? Got a YouTube viewer. Awesome. What's up, Sam? So special guests tonight. We got actually for the second time, Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal. He was on last year, I think, around the same time.
Returning guest.
Returning guests, yeah. Actually, somebody wanted to come back after being on one time.
Why,
a glutton for punishment, apparently.
Yeah, right. So thank you guys for coming on. Let's get to know them real quick. Brian, we'll start with you. How did you start getting into paranormal investigation?
It's been a long time. Probably like stuff, the usual spill, like shit happened to me when I was a kid, and then just probably about 10, 12 years ago, I started going to, like, Rolling Hills was one of the first, like, big places I went, and then I was just hooked from there. Now I've been, like, pretty much anywhere within a 500-mile radius.
Yeah. Now, I know Terry and Iris. Who's in the middle?
Iris.
I'm Terry. Hi.
Terry. Okay, I'll get you guys straight. I'm sorry. I just have the Facebook profile pics, and seeing you in live is completely different.
Right? Are you? I have a full-on filter. So
I know. I use the beauty face filter every time. I know what you're saying.
Secret. Do not spill my secret.
Okay. So Terry, how did you get involved with the paranormal, and how did you end up with Brian and Bearded Paranormal?
How'd I get so lucky with Brian? Really, I wasn't into the paranormal research or the paranormal group. I actually am the psychic medium of the group, and I've been feeling things and seeing things from a young age. And then it wasn't such a popular thing until a couple years ago. People were having all the ghost hunts and the pay to go on this one and that one. Well, I decided, why not? I wanted to dip my toes in the pond a little bit, so I signed up for one. Brian's actually married to my cousin.
Oh, okay.
He's waitressing at a restaurant. Yeah. And basically midnight, I didn't even really know Brian, and after my shift, I was going to the very first investigation with a local group, and I was excited, and I'm like telling them about it, and he didn't really have much to say. Just good luck with that.
And one of them locals, Zach Megan, stayed.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. Maybe not that group, but I loved it. And I reached out to Brian and said, "You were kind of right with what you told me, but I loved it a lot." And he's like, "Well, come do this with us sometime." I think I went once, and that was it. I was hooked. Now I'm a paranormal investigator, I guess, of sorts. I love it. We have the perfect little group.
That's great. That's great. It's your turn, Iris. How did you start? The group?
Okay.
Well, surprise! I met Bri at a bar.
Nice.
So I actually asked him. I was like, "How did we actually meet?" And he told me a local bar. But I have always been a sensitive. Then I bought this house going on 7 years ago, and the stuff that my kids and I and people that visit here see here. I met him at a bar, and I was telling him about it, so he wanted to come investigate my house, and so we hung out a few times doing investigations with another small paranormal group that wanted to come here, and he basically was just like, "Come to a lockdown," and I've been on the team ever since. So
nice, very cool. So how do you guys? How does your group operate? Do you guys do mostly residentials? Do you go to the big locations?
Actually, the big ones, because residentials, like everybody's like, I don't know, it's a pain because everyone's on board till like that day or that week.
Yeah.
Cancel, or they just don't.
They don't want to clean their house for us to come. For us to come that day. So.
Right.
We do mostly, like the bigger places.
We've done some local places, businesses where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just go to the big ones too. So.
Basically, we want to find something so they can put themselves on the map as a haunted location. So we do.
Yeah. You get a lot of that. People trying to get you out there just so they can deem it haunted location. I was gonna. Where are you guys located? What area do you operate out of?
Central PA, like half hour from Penn State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're a little bit farther than I thought you were. I thought you were more like towards the Pittsburgh area. Okay.
We're above. We're what, 2 hours above?
Mm-hmm. Not quite. It's about
So, what are some of the more exciting experience, like places that you guys have ghost hunted at? I mean, is there one place that your group goes to? Like us, like we go to Madison constantly. Is there a place that you guys go to over and over again? What's that?
I'm going to be there every day, beating on the door. Not really. We kind of do a one, and then we move on, and then like we'll come back someday. But there's always a new one to explore. So
just we want to do a lot of the big places. Haven't made it to most yet, but.
Well, some of them are outrageous too.
Well, and I mean, we've done a few residentials, but when we're not booked somewhere, my house becomes a default for the teams. When they stir up this girl bringing a medium to your house, he stirs up things that we have to deal with for a couple weeks.
That's what this bedroom. I never come in this bedroom ever. Like.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. Every medium that's ever been in my bedroom, they're like, "How do you sleep in here?" Yeah.
So what's the story with your house then? I mean, do you guys know what's causing the haunt, or have you done any historical research on the house yet?
I actually met some family members. The people that used to own the house, the lady actually killed herself. So I didn't talk to her, but I met her sister. And she said that her sister had told them about the same entities that my kids and I are seeing. She said the same things in the same rooms, and her whole family told her she was crazy. Wow. And they actually feel bad now that we're all seeing the same stuff in the house.
Yeah.
But the only history I know is it was built in 1911. We're having trouble finding anything. I've had multiple people try and research it and ask older generations around the area, because I'm not from here, and they have no info.
Interesting. So, as the psychic of the group, what kind of things are you picking up on in the house?
Right now, not a whole lot because I'm slightly nervous.
Okay.
Nervous to be in her bedroom, or?
But it's still the same creepy thing in this bedroom every time. And actually, last time we were in here, was it the K2 that got thrown?
Yeah.
We did it. We're in here. That was almost probably 5 or so months ago. And the K2 got thrown in this room. Something always usually happens in here, but there's so much in and out of this house for some reason. I always pick up new things, but they like to pick on me. Usually we'll be sitting here and my hair will just raise on its own.
We watched her hair lift in the air in my daughter's room. It was the craziest thing I have ever witnessed. It was.
Oh wow!
I actually jumped up and said, "How much hair is hanging?" She had like a messy bun. I said, "How much hair is hanging out of that?" Thinking like there's no wind in the room, but something else did that because I just watched her hair like lift up like a huge chunk of her hair. It was crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Usually the one that gets picked on, like always. Yeah,
that's because she's a sissy.
I am. I love doing this, but they make fun of me all the time because I'm the first one screaming and saying no. But
like when we went to Wildwood, it's like 3:30 in the morning. She wanted to go get a hotel room. And I'm like, for what? Like here.
I hate staying at locations. I hate it.
She ended up
I feel like we're stirring it up, and they know that I'm the one that's going to see them, and I'm the one to talk to, and everybody else just goes to sleep like it's nothing.
I sleep like a baby.
And I can't sleep.
Oh, yeah.
This guy snoring immediately. I did not sleep like a baby. I actually, in Wildwood, I was laying there, and I kept feeling like something was, like, looking out at me. Yeah. And I kept looking, and I didn't see anything. And I thought everyone else was asleep, so I was just like, go to sleep, Iris. It was freezing in there, okay? So I'm like, go to sleep, Iris. And so I laid my head down, and I felt like something ran up on me, and I felt hot breath in my ear, like, I jump up, and I'm like, ah! He wakes up, and he's like, what? And I'm like, something just breathed in my ear. He's like, it was the fan. He immediately started snoring again. Like, I was like,
it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about
that's like a sleepwalking debunking. Just the fan.
We definitely have a fearless leader, but it's because he gives no F's.
Yeah,
100%. We could be being drug out of the room by our hair. He would go back to sleep.
Like, oh, yeah, film that.
Yeah.
You're like, it's the fan.
Just pray when it's over.
What was that in Gettysburg?
Oh yeah.
And
he's so pissed.
We tried to go to sleep, and I knew what was in this house, and of course these guys can experience it, catch it on spirit box, all that, but I see it and I know what's there. So we try to go to sleep, and this fool puts the flashlight up on the dresser.
Asking questions in my mind, and it was responding.
As I'm trying to sleep.
Well, she has the TV on. Well, all of a sudden she turns the TV off. I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna see that flashlight. Then she's gonna be pissed off. I'm like, she's like, how long has that been going on? I'm like, for a while now. I'm like,
yeah, well, it wasn't until I got touched and rubbed right up the back that woke me to see the flashlight on. I'm like, how could you do that?
Then I fell asleep. Try to wake me up at 5:30.
Oh, I was getting them back. I'm like, you are not sleeping in.
She must be up at Wildwood too.
I did. I do that. If these guys get some sleep and I don't, they're gonna get it in the morning. I'm up at 5. They're getting back up at 5.
So we have a question for you from Jenny Carradine. It's actually in relation to your house. She wants to know if there's ever been any audible noises in the house. Like, have you ever heard any voices, like disembodied, or gotten any EVPs when you guys are investigating there?
I'm not sure about EVPs.
I haven't gone through.
Yeah, we haven't probably gone through the footage. My kids hear more than I do. I have heard one day I took my son to school and got home after dropping him off and was like getting ready to do work, and I heard a little kid standing in my entranceway say, "Mom," plain as day. I thought he walked back home, and I constantly hear in the downstairs like a whispering that you can't make out. It's a male and female whispering, but I've never been able to determine like what they're talking about. So if I give someone my bedroom, which most people won't sleep in here unless they don't know. If they give someone my bedroom and sleep downstairs, I have to play music because I can't handle the whispering. The kids heard their voices, but my kids won't use the upstairs bathroom of my house because they have heard their voice or their name completely said like when they were trying to get in the shower up here. So they'll just like put their clothes back on and run back out. Now they won't use it. They only use the downstairs.
Nope.
Our
Kinda.
cat is afraid of the dark here. We have to have night lights for the kids.
Oh, wow.
He can go without the kids. Yeah. He won't even go without the kids to like eat. He'll sit and meow outside where his food is and make the kids go and sit on the floor with him while he eats his food. Our cat is literally afraid of this house as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Things are bad when the cat's afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he's a pretty good sized cat, so he can't run away real quick.
He kind of saunters.
Boom, 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 boom.
So, as a group, what was probably maybe the most active, biggest experience you've had at any like a specific location?
Irish house cat.
Yeah.
The most active, I would say
The hotel for me. I think.
Yeah, we did there's a local hotel. We actually last year, right before Easter, the night before we went in, we got access to it, and it was pretty active. Like that was the first time I seen my first orb, like with my own eyes, like an orange orb go across the hallway. And there's no power in this place at all, and it just went. And I said to the guy that was with me, I'm like, "Did you see that?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, what color was it?" Because I wanted him to say before I said.
Yeah.
It was pretty active. She wants to go back break in. But.
Yeah,
All right.
Someone
you see us all arrested on, we have broken into.
So that way, when it happens, I have video footage that it was her idea.
With all of our ideas, we've mapped out a plan on how we're going to do this. We're not giving details, but.
But their mapping has involved my 13-year-old son calling in a bomb threat or something. So, yeah, we're going to make actual news if it happens. Just saying.
We need a hotel to go into. I like for everybody to experience the same activity.
Yeah, there's a lot of
history. It wasn't everybody saw what I was seeing, and it doesn't happen often like that. But there was so much that went on that night, and we only got through the first floor, didn't we? Yeah. We didn't even make it to the top floor, and now we can't go back. So, but it was the coolest place ever.
And you said you guys can't go back?
No.
The owner, I don't know. He skipped out, so now I think it's in foreclosure now.
We don't know how to get to
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's off limits for now.
Well,
yeah, that sucks.
It's off limit. So
I have about 6 years in.
Till we're perp walking. It's off limits.
Yeah.
So Amanda Lewis has a question for you guys. She wants to know what upcoming investigations do you have going on for this year? Anything planned?
Yeah, we have Fairfield actually next weekend. The Infirmary.
Oh, nice!
Yay!
Awesome.
Yep. We have it, and then
what is the village? Some village.
Is that the end of August or
no? It's
the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah. 15th. It's part of the Haunted Brian thing. Then we have the Westward School. And then Point School, and then Hinsdale in November.
Nice.
I had to rebook it because of the whole COVID thing. We're supposed to go back in February, and then you know how that goes.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to old Licking Jail back in March, I think it was, wasn't it, Mike?
I thought it was June. We had it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was
June.
Yeah, it was June. That's right. Yeah, it was June. As far as I know, they're still not even open yet. So
yeah, last I heard they were going to open, and I don't think they did. That was a week or two ago.
Yeah, I know they weren't open for June, and I'm sure after the explosion in numbers, they decided to keep it down for a while.
The place is on the list.
Yeah, the place is amazing. It's really cool.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, I was there one time. Mike, have you been just the once, or have you been there? You've been there twice.
3, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just the one time. It was just a few of us, and it was just like kind of an impromptu. I think it was Annie Weeble was doing a little thing with Dave Wolliver, and she's like, "If you guys want to come, just come on up." I'm like, "Sweet."
Nice.
I went. Me, Mike, and Kate went, and Jeff Fenton was there. You guys all know Jeff, freaking awesome guy. And we actually had a pretty interesting night. We we had some interesting stuff. We were reenacting, like trying to get guys back into their cells for the night. You know how they would, do cell checks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I inadvertently scared the shit out of Ray.
That's great.
Yeah, I was doing the catwalk around, and there's like an opening in the middle, like a window. So I got around to the end, and he just like sticks his face through, scared the
I
absolute.
didn't know he was coming around the end. I was just doing it.
He scared the shit out of me. That's why you got to be more afraid of the living than you do the dead.
Right?
I agree.
100%. Like, this girl is scared all the time. You should see what these guys do to her.
They just have such a
Yeah, it's like she won't do the walkthrough tour with the guides.
Yeah.
So we're at Wildwood and we did the tour. And she goes to go in the bathroom. And I'm like, she closes the door. I'm like, do you really want to know what that tour guide said about the bathroom? She come running out.
Well, and with Wildwood,
Yeah.
and then I would go to the restroom, and one of
No,
them
no,
would
no, no,
sneak
no,
and
no,
lay
no,
on
no,
the
no.
ground.
No, this girl would not go to the restroom all night without one of us walking her to the bathroom. She finally got the balls to go to the bathroom by herself.
Girl.
Rachel, that's on our team, laid on the floor outside the bathroom waiting for her to walk out so she could grab her legs as she walked.
Oh my gosh.
She finally gets to be by herself and like
And they
this.
wonder why. I
We're
don't know whether
assholes.
to be more afraid of like the spirit and the or the team. Like
Or your own team. Yeah.
You should always be afraid of your own team.
yeah. The one time we were there and something threw something, so we went back and one of you guys threw something trying to mimic that.
Yeah.
Thinking, they're always trying to get me. They know I'm going to be the first one to scream every time.
So I'm taking it
Nothing
you're
wrong
the
with
scaredy cat of the group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible.
We were at Penhurst, and we were in the underground tunnels, and remember the activity we were getting around,
Yeah.
and Brad's saying, come around the corner, and I'm seeing what's coming, like, on the wall around the corner to us, and I'm like, no, don't come around the corner, But, they were always picking.
Amanda wanted to ask another question, like, what is your favorite piece of equipment that you guys use on investigations?
Mine would be, I love the spirit box,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I'd say my Periscope 360.
Okay.
Because
like
it's so
that.
hard to get everything to go off, and when it does,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You know something.
Oh wait, Brian. Where did the Periscope 360 go off?
What do you mean where? Oh yeah, in her closet.
Yeah.
Oh.
In my bedroom. For like a while, I was like, oh my god, I'll sleep here. That's amazing.
That's a little
All
piece
right.
of equipment that sets off lights like with static electricity, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was probably running for about an hour before like we came up here and started trying to run the spirit box, and that thing went insane. And I'm like,
Yeah, and then we were talking like stupid shit, like
Yeah.
making stupid dirty jokes, and then
Yeah. Something about granny panties, and
Yeah.
that thing went
Went off.
crazy. Yeah.
You never know what you're going to hear. You have to believe just about everything out whenever.
No, he wanted to do what by myself solo.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just gonna be me the whole time, like beep beep. Like it's the first video on YouTube ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, voiceover for it. I'm Morgan Freeman.
I mean, yeah.
What about you, Iris? What's your go-to piece of equipment?
I mean, I totally love the spirit box, but for me, it's honestly the video and the audio. You can have equipment go off, you can pick up radio noises on a spirit box, but if you can actually capture things, EVPs and actual things on video, that's amazing to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, now Terry, as a sensitive psychic, do you even use equipment, or
You know, I couldn't even if I tell you the names of half of the equipment.
Yeah. Come on, half the time.
No, I had that up to be
Her favorite would be probably the K2.
Well, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to push
Yeah,
buttons.
it's fun around with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about the equipment, but I love seeing them capture, I'll usually tell them where to put it, or
Yeah.
and then when it's nice validation for me.
Right.
But other than that, I know nothing on it.
Yeah. I'm interested too, Terry. Is this something you grew up with, or is this something that kind of evolved as you got older?
I think that it might have evolved. I don't know so much evolved, or I've maybe just took like grasp of it, so to speak. Because as I was younger, I had such a fear, and I didn't really understand what was fully going on with me. And I come from a religious family, so it really isn't anything we sit and discuss, or it's one of those that's evil, or you know what I mean. It's not something you take pride in or discuss. And it wasn't until I was older that I really full on grabbed it and said, okay, this is absolutely what's happening, and I want to do more with it, and I've learned the protections, and you can allow what energies you want, and and that's whenever I really took hold of it. Probably when I was maybe mid-20s is when I really said, okay, this is what I am and this is what I can do, and I started helping people with it rather than it being fear of mine. So
are you pretty self-taught? Are you pretty self-taught, or did you have like a mentor you looked up to, or
completely self-taught? And it was a really hard ride because, like I said, it always started with the fear with me. For some reason, when I was young, I just remember the scary things. It was, it was always scary for me. So it took a long time to not be afraid of what I can do, and to understand there's messages there. I just have to be open to them and not be afraid of what's coming and what messages are there. But yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still teaching myself. So it's definitely self-taught. Never done learning though. There's always, you always ascend, so to speak. They call it ascension or ascending. So it always, there's always more I can do with it.
Sure.
So, yeah, definitely.
I think even as investigators, we're the same thing. It's constantly learning and constantly broadening our horizons with things. I mean, God, the journey that we've been on just as a team. I started off with a team that all we did. I mean, it seems like all we did was try to debunk everything. Which when I first started was kind of cool because I was learning things. Like I was learning the difference between what was real and what was paranormal. But after a while, when I was starting to experience stuff that I couldn't figure out, and I just, in my heart, in my head, I knew it was paranormal. The leader of the group was telling me, "Oh no, it could have been this, or I'd had enough." I'm like, I gotta start accepting my own experiences as what they are. So we ended up leaving that group because there's some other stuff going on, typical group drama, and then Heisenberg hooked up with Heisenberg, and we've been an awesome team ever since. And it's constantly evolving and changing. It's, I used to carry the bag with all the equipment and, 5 different pieces of whatever. But, you're lucky by the end of the night if I even have a recorder in my hand, let alone a flashlight. It's just like by the end of the night, I'm just like feeling things and like experiencing the building. It's not even about documenting it anymore. It's just about experiencing what's going on. But that actually leads to a question Amanda asked also. Is there any skeptics, like diehard skeptics on your team?
Yeah, we have one. Ralph,
not so much anymore.
Orb skeptic. Like,
yeah.
He's our orb paranormal. He's our orb master, I guess. He don't really, I don't know. He's a wild card, I guess.
No, he is in now.
He actually
we were in a brewery in Erie.
Like the first he was like kind of like a jokester and like didn't really believe
he had an experience that he couldn't deny that.
Yeah.
And that's when he was all in. He saw a full shadow figure.
He's turned
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the big one for him. He was the one that would like to try and debunk or make the jokes about things. And there, and where's the place in New York? The place I hated. It was scary for me. No. The freaking house. And he got to see some things and experience some things there too. So then after that, he's no longer a skeptic. So, but he was a full-on skeptic at first.
Yeah, he was our there
for
a while.
I mean, believe it or not, the house that I live in and the stuff that my kids and I see and like many people have seen in my house, I'm still they deem me the logical one of the group because I will question almost everything. always. Like, they get mad at me because I question the flashlight stuff. Like, yeah.
I think that's fair, though.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have like a nice balance of skepticism and belief.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta, checks and balances. You got to have that. I mean, especially when you're getting more into like residential stuff, which even like Dark Alley as a group, we were going to start this year to like kind of dip into that a little bit more and start helping people out. We had like one case come up, which was already kind of getting weird from the beginning, because like you said, trying to schedule anything, they had like, it was like a multiple family house. Like there's like 8 people living in this house with kids and dogs. So we're like, you want us to properly investigate. We needed the house somewhat to ourselves. We don't need all the chaos going on. And that never happened. So, and then the whole COVID thing exploded, and it was rough for us. I mean, how are you guys dealing?
Residential.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I'm not in the residential area.
Right. Yeah, we were actually doing like a branch off, like a couple of people from our group that wanted to start kind of venturing into helping out residential case. We put a little council together, I guess, or group, like a subgroup of our group to do residentials. And
we've had some
goddamn Rona
come up for us when I've done. I do like house cleansings, and if like people have me come in to do readings or house cleansings, and I feel a lot that's going on. Say, can we maybe investigate here before I get rid of things? You know, so we've done.
Yeah, I got some haunted dolls because of her.
Oh yeah, if there's haunted items, I'll make sure I send it his way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she does a drop off at my house. Here, take these out.
But I wrap them up, bag them up, and like I won't touch them, and I'll like throw them his way. Just get away from me. I don't want them. Here you go.
I can't. I can't do dolls. I don't care if they're haunted or not. I just keep them away from me. And I have 2 little girls, and when they were into dolls, because they're older now, but they knew my fear, and I had to be very careful going to bed at night because I would throw back the blankets, and there would be one of their creepy dolls staring up at me, and they'd be hiding in the room, like, waiting for you to like let out a scream. God damn it! Dad got it.
That's awesome.
Do you collect a lot of haunted stuff, Brian, or is it just stuff that you happen to?
Getting into it, like there's a couple places I went. I've gotten bricks and stuff like that. Just part of the place. Yeah, I'm trying to get into it, but it's hard to like. I don't want to look online because everybody has a haunted, doll on eBay to sell for $50.
Yeah.
Kind of hard, you know what I mean? I'd rather have stuff where I can keep it for a couple days and check it out. And,
I'm not allowed to have any haunted objects at my house.
That's true.
Me neither. I was trying to talk my wife about letting me bring one of Jeff Fent's haunted Emmett House bricks into the house, and she's like,
"Oh, I want one of those."
Nope. Because he was going to give me one. I was all set to take it, and I'm like, bring it into the house, put it in a nice case.
We're going to save water. Sitting there with the K2.
Yeah, right. Where's your husband? He's out in the garage investigating the brick again. Him and that damn brick I carried around with me.
I don't even like when I accidentally bring one of the flashlights home from the seminary. Like, nope.
That's needed with ghosts.
Go take it back.
Yep, yeah.
What do you do? Like just leave them there and have your little name on them, or?
No, we have a bunch that we have out for guests, and every once in a while I accidentally take one home, and I'm like, oh shit, I hope there's not something attached to this.
I think I actually have one in the back of my truck.
Probably, yeah.
That's a funny theory, Denise.
Nope.
Like there's a ghost in Madison that just really wants that flashlight.
Right?
How am where'd it go? I walk around in the dark. How am I supposed to see where I'm going? She took my.
Go out the door and back to Madison.
Right. He popped through the door. He's like, I just need to borrow this. You guys can get it back.
I just need this.
I'm taking it back to Madison.
Or like my kids will find change on the ground at Madison, and I'm like, no, don't take that. That stays here.
that's tribute. That's what people leave
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you keep that there. Yep.
Oh, that's good.
So, Iris, what has been your like scariest moment investigating? If that's something you would share with us.
I'm gonna have to say an undisclosed location because we weren't actually allowed to be there.
Okay.
We actually have audio of something running at us through these tunnels. And my flashlight had died 40 minutes before this happened. So all that we had was an IR camera. So we had the screen and my cell phone light is the only light we had down underground.
Oh,
and
man.
so he came running at us. My team member was like, go. I was like, hell yeah, we're going. Because we didn't know what was coming. So we get back to an area where there was light, and my flashlight turned back on in my pocket that had been dead for like 40 minutes. And I was like, oh shit, we gotta go back. Like, I don't know, we gotta go. So you can click our audio. He's like, I feel like we shouldn't. And I'm like, oh, I'm going. Like, I got light, we're going. So I'm like way ahead of him, but we have all audio and his IR video from this. But like, I get up, I look, and there's a wall. Like, there's not even something where someone could run at us from.
Yeah.
And so we go up and we're like trying to check out, like, is there somewhere for something? We go up and like walk up to the end, and then we start coming back through this pitch black nothingness, and my flashlight shuts off again. And I was like, I just start laughing. I mean, that's what I do. When I'm getting like effed up, I just start laughing. Like, I don't know, that's my reaction. So you'll hear me like laughing a bunch, and then you'll hear it coming at us again from behind us on our audio.
Wow.
We just start moving. We're like, oh shit, like, I don't know what that is, but we're done. We're done. We like that was it. But yeah, that was probably the most adrenaline rushed event I've experienced.
It was a game changer, huh?
Yeah.
You don't really ever get scared anywhere.
I don't. Like, I'm the logical one, and I'm also the one that people like will be like, there's a demon portal in the closet, and I'm like the one sitting in the dark in the closet, like, come on, demons. Like, that's me as the team member.
Moving somewhere, and I'm cringing because she's saying, you see, go ahead, do whatever. And I'm like, no.
Oh no.
You know?
So we were told we weren't allowed in this undisclosed location, but I found an entrance to it.
They left it wide open.
And they did, but they told us we weren't allowed there. So I find an entrance, and I just start screaming through this huge building, like, hey guys, I found an entrance. I just go by myself. I just like take off, like I'm in there by myself. Like, I have zero fear. I actually enjoy the adrenaline rush of the fear.
Yeah.
But,
For us.
yeah, I think
us,
he wanted us down there.
He was telling us like this complicated door to get in.
Yeah, we
And it
needed
was
a cat going as some
And it
security
was just
shit.
a door with a lock on
Yeah.
it, and it was wide open.
Yeah. I was like cleaning a closet, and I opened it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going. And so I just yelled through the building and took off. But, yeah.
Wow. What about you, Brian? Anything life-changing or game changer for you? No?
Not really. No, not really.
Being on the show.
Nothing.
You're not most days as him. He's just there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I deal with these girls.
Yeah, that's
like,
the worst.
what are you
Yeah.
saying?
Like,
Like the craziest thing, and I don't know if it was really paranormal or not, but I work at a high school at night, and I had this dream. Like I don't know if it was a dream or not, but I woke up and there was a shadow at the bottom of my bed. Well, I must have like dozed back off or whatever. But then I was in an elevator, and the elevator doors opened up, and it rushed me, like it entered me. And like I woke up, froze, like paralyzed from fear. And I go in that night, and down by the one swimming pool area, there's the elevator goes to the basement. I walk in to do the pool area, and that damn elevator door's just sitting there wide open. And I'm like, I'm not going down there today.
Nope.
That shit can stay there till tomorrow.
Yep, nope.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, the elevator door's just wide open. Like,
Nope.
we're good.
And that actually freaked him out enough that he messaged me about all of it, like, while it was happening.
Yes,
So,
yeah, that was about the weirdest, like, dream connection shit. I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, that is really odd.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone in there either, man.
Yeah, screw that, man. I already
Yep.
have kind of a little fear of elevators as it is, let alone haunted elevators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going down, seeing what was going on.
Get in, the ghost push all the buttons. Like, damn it.
Right.
Damn it.
Maybe it was an elevator operator in his past life. Floor 3.
Housewares.
Yeah. Floor 3 housewares and lingerie. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
I
If you guys had,
like crazy encounters with nothing I get worked
just
up.
yeah. Oh, you're too busy sleeping.
Yeah.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how. Like we'll say, okay, let's try and get some sleep, and we're still trying to figure out where to sleep or how we're gonna do this. And he's out.
Yeah.
He could lay on the floor and out in like 5 minutes. Like, I don't know if that's it.
Don't bother.
They got a recording of me falling asleep at Waverly Hills.
Oh,
in
really?
the so-called most haunted room in the whole building. We're doing an EVP session, and
Which one was that? What room do they consider the most? It was.
I want to say it was the radiology room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
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 It's super dark in there, and it was really cold. I had a nice big warm fuzzy jacket on. It's like, let's do a silent vigil EVP session. It's where you just where you record.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sitting back in this steel chair, leaning my head up against the wall, and I just wake up. Everybody's freaking laughing hysterically. They play back the recording. I am like hoovering big time. It was embarrassing, but I'm the guy who could fall asleep in the most notoriously haunted building in the United States.
We have recordings of him sleeping.
I
in the
have
haunted.
many
Yeah.
recordings of him snoring like you wouldn't believe.
What kind of like locations like are on your guys' radar? Any bucket list locations? Like if you had like one choice, like no money's no option.
I would love to go to the place we just did a tour over the weekend. Moundsville. I would love to go there.
Yeah.
We went down to the Sanford School, Steve Hummel's.
Yeah.
Museum. He had a Paracon down there, and then we did the investigation there at his museum. The next day, we went over to Moundsville. I've been there to Moundsville and did the investigation that night. It's a pretty good active place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome during the day, so I can't imagine having it at night. Yeah.
But I want it to ourselves.
Yeah,
want it to
right.
ourselves.
That's what I said. How much do you have to get this?
The whole
Mine would probably be Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Stanley Hotel.
Oh yeah, for
That'd
sure.
be cool.
I have such a hard time when people ask me that question because there's like different locations for different reasons, and it's like I don't know. Maybe I'll give you a top 10 list. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your bucket
Alcatraz
goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
right?
and there'll be 14 on that list. So.
Yeah.
Alcatraz and the Stanley Hotel would definitely be on the top.
Yeah.
On the top.
Alcatraz would be awesome because you're just stuck there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I feel like Terry, I think I'll be out on that one. If I'm stuck there, nah.
But no, you guys.
One of our teammates has a trailer for work. He has to bring it to his house for her to
sleep.
sleep.
I will not stay in his house.
Yeah.
I'm like, bring the trailer, I'll sleep in it. No.
The outside's worse than the inside.
Yeah.
Don't tell her. I told her you asked for this, so you're sleeping in the damn house.
I wanted to do it, but for me, locations, I don't know places because I don't research anything.
Yeah, she don't research.
I don't know history on any of like the big places or because I won't. In case we go there, I don't want to ever have research on it. You know. Yeah,
you want to go in cold and pick up what you want to pick up some stuff, and then hopefully they get some evidence that validates what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've had that happen already. Quite a few places we went. The people that say, "Oh, it's exactly what other mediums have said when they came," or even Pennhurst.
Yeah, she'll message me like a day or two before on what she thinks.
I do what I call I'll do like water meditations before we go to the place. And then I'll see what I can pick up on. And then right away, I'll message him.
I think we lost her video.
And she was weird looking, but she wasn't scary. But like her hair was standing up. She was like floating by her feet. She had like a patient gown on almost. And the one in charge of it, I was telling him what I saw. He said, we've had so many, mediums see her that now when they do their Halloween things, they make her a character in them because so many have seen the same lady. So
yeah, she even went to she even said about the building where she's seen her at because it's not one it's not one of the main ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that guy confirmed that that's where they see her.
So she's seen. Yeah. And then that same location, I picked up on. They make fun of me because I say the D word because I won't say it. And I picked up on one, and we're going through Penhurst, and I'm not picking it up there, and I'm not seeing where he is, or I'm not feeling it. And I knew it was like pretty dangerous beforehand. So when I got to talk to the guy in charge, I'm like, well, I, was picking up on that, but I haven't found him anywhere. He's like, oh, he said, come with me. So we took a walk towards another building that we didn't even go near.
Yeah, no.
He said it's right there. He said we've had someone from every religion come and seal it in. He said every so many months they have to come reseal it, like because it's that scary of it,
Wow.
So the closer I got to the building, the sicker I was, and I'm like, oh, I can't even get near that building. He's like, yeah, no one goes near it. So.
Wow, that's crazy. But, if you guys haven't been to, Brian, you said you've investigated Moundsville, or you have not yet?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Yeah, the rest of the team needs to go because that place is pretty amazing.
Oh, I definitely want to.
Yeah, that place is pretty awesome.
Yeah, the first time I was there, we were in the solitary area, and it's like you can walk around the outside of the cells on both sides.
Yeah,
and
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm walking around, and I thought the group was behind me because I heard footsteps behind me. And then I saw somebody literally walking in front of me. I'm like, how'd they get up there so quick? Like, I saw them turn the corner. I saw the back of their feet and, like, their jeans. So I, like, hurry up, and I'm, like, racing them around trying to find them. I get back, and the whole group had been sitting down at one of the lunch tables, one of those center area tables, where they would.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who was walking around with me? Like, we don't know. We've been sitting here the whole time. So I'm like, I feel like I'm being followed, and then I'm also chasing somebody at the same time. That place was crazy. And then we heard this humongous bang. Like, to me, it sounded like a cell door, like somebody had just slammed it shut.
I was hearing that the whole time, just going through. We only did like the walkthrough tour, and I'm just like, did you guys hear that? Did anybody hear it? Because you could hear it the whole time you're going.
Yeah.
On the north, was it the north?
Well, where you're talking about where the tables were.
Yeah.
We heard, like, after the group left, we heard Terry and I were still kind of standing there taking pictures while they were all gone. And the slamming and stuff, and the talking happened down in that hallway after, like, by those tables.
Yeah.
Where they said the dude was, like, the gangster guy.
Red.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Red. Yeah.
The shower area right there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The shower area.
Yeah. Yeah, that building is amazing. Even in the New Wall area, the newer section.
Yeah.
Where the tall cells are.
Yeah.
It was just me and one other investigator in there, and we were just sitting there being quiet, and I swear to God, it was like two inmates having a full-on discussion, like right above us. Wow. And we're like, what? We ran up the steps, and like there's nobody there. But I swear to God, I'd never heard anything like disembodied that clear. But then the very last time we were there, it was a really weird feeling because they were setting up. They were
paranormal.
What was that? Zach Baggins, the Paranormal Challenge. Yeah, that was it. Paranormal Challenge. They were investigating there over the weekend, having a competition. I don't know how we got in while they had all their equipment there.
Right.
But like there was like TV cameras set up. There were rooms just filled with audio equipment, and just the whole building. It just felt off. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, it was quiet.
Yeah, the building was just dead, and I just like it. I just wondered if they like knew it was coming. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
there's gonna be people in here with all this stuff, and they're gonna be poking and prodding,
Yeah.
and we're gonna hide. We
No.
don't want anything to do with these people.
Well,
Yep.
actually, the school that we did that had the haunted museum in it.
Uh-huh.
While we were there for the convention, Terry and I, like, I kept feeling sick. Like, my whole body was like trembling. Like something was actually attacking me in there. She
wow.
saved me and did all this protection on me
I have all my
because
protection.
it was like something was landing on me, and like they did it kind of an investigation for all of us that were part of the convention. So there were different teams in there. And when we first got there, it was crazy. But then I ran off by myself like I always do. But it seemed like once everyone was in there, just like everywhere, it got calm. Like I felt fine. Like everything just seemed like. But we did get
we would go together.
Yeah, if Terry and I were together, I feel like they knew I would run off by myself, and they were after her, not me. Like she's protecting me, but I felt like they were like they knew that I'm like getting like chills when it's 97 degrees in West Virginia. So I'm like, show me you. Why am I covering goosebumps? Like I realized that they were trying to keep me away from her, actually, like because I would 100% protect her. So she actually had her vibe off for a few days after that investigation.
Oh yeah, sometimes when there's big activity places and like not the best energies, it will take you days to recover.
Yeah.
But
paranormal hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
I was down at Waverly's, and the one tour guide, Ed Messenger, like a couple days before it went down, just to see where the hotspots were. And I think it was like the 3rd floor. There was a female's room. I can't remember her name, but they had a picture of her in the closet and stuff.
I know you're talking about, yeah. I can't remember her name either.
We were down there, and she wouldn't do anything if I was in that room. Now, if I went out in the hallway, shit would happen. Like she'd do the flashlight and all that stuff and set stuff off. And we even asked, if I left the room, and she would communicate. It's like she didn't want me in her room. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It was
oh no, that actually happened here when the periscope was going off here. If Bri would walk out in the hallway, it would go crazy.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he'd come back in the room, it would just stop.
Yeah.
Like it didn't want him in here.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if Denise will agree, but Madison is that way sometimes.
But it's the opposite.
Yeah. They're following you around and kind of checking you out. Yeah. And it's like when you're in one room, they're in the room across the way, just kind of like,
right.
Hey, well, I'm going to be sneaky, but I'm going to let you know I'm here, but I am just watching.
Yeah.
And redirect you to another room.
Right.
Yeah. It's
upstairs in the asylum part, that back hallway just fucking freaks me out.
Oh, yeah.
It's a totally different world back there.
It is.
Yeah, you
don't have to be a psychic or a sensitive to know that is a way different vibe than the rest of the building.
Yeah, there's something back there. I don't know. I didn't spend much time back there and I wouldn't go back by myself. Like,
no.
Vibe, though, it's something.
I mean, send me to the hallway.
Yeah, it's something though.
No,
Madison's definitely like the building of misdirection.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That and we go down in the basement, the room on the right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Messed up. Yeah, for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the basement's really weird, too, because it's the same thing. Like, a lot of times teams will be in there and, they won't be getting a lot of activity or whatever. And then as soon as the guys leave the room, then that's it. All the equipment will start going and things will start happening. And as soon as they peek back in, then everything stops.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's fucking guys messing shit up all the time.
Right?
Exactly.
All that testosterone running around. I was down there, I guess it'd be in the basement, be the room in the back on the left. I was getting like Morse code.
Yeah, I swear we need to record it. And
I still have that clip. And I need to find someone that does Morse code to see if it actually means anything. But it sounds like Morse code, yeah.
Yeah.
I could tie it into was the lady that was the spy
Yeah, Elizabeth Stiles.
Yeah. If maybe she did Morse code at one
That would-
time.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, honestly, that stayed there knew it just because, it wasn't, it was also like a soldiers and sailors home. You know what I mean? There was pretty much every,
tied
besides-
into her being a spy.
yeah. Besides the school, though, like every single, like organization that ran it had something to do with the military. So there's a lot of military history there.
So have any of you guys been to the infirmary yet?
What?
I have not been to the infirmary yet. Unfortunately.
Oh, Fairfield? I've been there twice.
Oh, have you? Is it?
Yeah.
pretty good?
Yeah. It's awesome. It's a very cool building. I actually really want to go to flashlight tours just to get all the history of it, but it's crazy. It's a lot smaller than Madison, but I actually got lost in the building just because there's so many different, like, Madison has one stairwell down in the center of the building, and Fairfield has like 4. You'll open a door that you think is a room, and it's a stairwell. It's pretty cool. It's a very cool building.
Yeah, I can't
Have
wait
you-
for that.
Yeah. When are you guys
I'm
going again?
excited.
Next Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Are you guys going to be doing any live streaming from it, or?
Yeah, for sure. Probably a little more than we usually do
Yeah.
because that's a newer location. And
Yeah. That'll be really cool. I need to get down there. I mean, all I know of it is from what I've seen on Destination Fear.
Yeah.
What those guys caught. I mean, that was pretty amazing.
I'm just saying it.
Yeah, Terry. Terry's sitting right here. And she's
Earmuffs.
like felt her entire body cringe.
They didn't find anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
fine.
nothing there.
Nothing bad.
To be by myself, and I get scared. It's okay though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, girl, it's fine. I get scared all the time.
Like it's fine. Like I've got no, I'm on my own. So
I got you. Unless they leave me away by myself.
It's like when we talked about Hinsdale. She kept saying about going to Hinsdale, and I'm like, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
I don't see all the crazy shit she does, so.
Yeah. I always tell them because what do you always say to me? You're on a paranormal investigation team. You can't be scared.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, this is what you're here for.
imagine
You know what I mean?
your excitement when you catch on Spirit Box or something. Imagine if you're seeing them seeing what they look like, hearing the threats, knowing exactly what it's not always fun. It's always fun, but it's still scary.
Yeah.
And you're seeing things and feeling things that we have no idea what. I mean,
Well, not that. I get the threats inside my mind, like when we were at Bergen House.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I think I cried somewhere. And I was in the driveway crying, like, I just want to go home because there was something pretty bad there. And I was getting threatened, told I couldn't go in. That one was a really hard one for me.
wow.
That's crazy.
But for the most part.
How was your experience with your investigation at Penhurst? I'm kind of interested in that.
Penhurst was a lot more active than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was surprised. Like,
There was a lot of
the Mayflower building, the basement, we had a door slam. Like, we were on the one end and the door slammed on the other. Yeah, it was a lot more. Like, my periscope, we had it outside on the playground on the slide. And it randomly went off a couple times.
Wow.
Yeah. And then down in the one tunnel, it must have been really strong because I sat it on a wheelchair and we were down at the end of the hall and it lit up and they whistle too. I have the one with the sound and that whistle so loud. Like it was like, So whatever was here was pretty strong. For a place that doesn't have electric, you know what I mean? So it wasn't picking up any of that. So
Tunnels are pretty crazy there.
I love Penhurst. I would love to go back to there.
Yeah, I would like to go there and have access to everywhere, not just a couple buildings and a couple tunnels.
Yeah. I know a lot of it's in such disrepair, though. It's probably a huge safety hazard, I'm assuming.
was the one and only time I got a little bit like these guys will like try to taunt and stuff when they're doing spirit box that.
No,
and
I
just sit back and let them do it, and I just I just let them do their thing. But I'm thinking, personal space, so and I'm never like that. And I decided to do that one at Penhurst, the one and only time.
Yeah, one of the worst places to do that.
And I knew what we were talking to. I saw him. I knew exactly what he was when he was living and what he still was like, and passed on. And he was toying with us a lot, wasn't he? And so I just stood up and I my version of being snarky, I guess. They always laugh because I try to act tough and that, but apparently I'm not. And I said, what I thought was snarky, I said, well, we're just going to go then if you don't want to talk to us or something. And right away, it's like a full on, like the most horrific growl comes right through the, and I jumped so high and jumped into
Yeah, she jumped on my little nephew.
Oh yeah, I've not done that.
She wrapped her arms and legs around this 125-year-old or 125-pound kid.
I mean, the crowd in that spirit box.
And of course, the camera was off, and I put recording.
Of course.
It always works.
But yeah, that was the one and only time I got a little bit snarky. So it doesn't happen.
I just remember when I was at Penhurst, it was like the building was just constantly at work. I don't know, like Mayflower, we were just sitting on, I think, the third floor. There was that little off room where it kind of had like the rounded roof towards the back.
Yep.
And we were just sitting there, and we set K2s off. We had K2s out in the hallway, and just one by one, we just heard them, like, because you can hear the audible on them.
Yeah.
Just going nuts, and then it'd stop. Then I swear to God, it would sound like you heard footsteps. Just like somebody was walking up and down the hallway, like into the rooms, outside of the rooms. And we're just like listening to the building like it was just in operation still, And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and it's abandoned.
Yeah,
but
right.
You just hear it and it's just like you get this weird vibe off of it.
It's the energy.
Yeah. And I was with Daniel Hooven, a friend of mine who actually used to be on RU on the Resident Undead a long time ago, and he actually almost passed out. Like he was feeling some kind of real negative shit, and I've never seen him. He was always, oh, ghost, I'm gonna go get him. One of those kind of guys.
Yeah.
He's gonna go kill some ghosts, that type of thing. He was just a crazy guy, but we look around and he's like hunched over, like holding on to the door, and like, what the hell what's going on, man? He's like, I don't know, I got to get out of here. I mean, he almost blacked out. I had to carry him. Two of us had to like help him down the steps and get out of the building. But I just remember, like, for 2 weeks straight after leaving there, I was like in the darkest funk I have ever remembered after an investigation.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just like a black cloud hanging over me for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I had to have. What's that?
Katie from the Columbus group had to go out and throw up, actually.
Yeah.
He's went out to the middle area.
Yep.
Yeah. All the grass and everything, probably the playground or whatever. The picnic table. She threw up.
I think it's just overwhelmingly a sad location.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows.
There would be a lot more spooky there, but it was very sad.
It's like when you do the walking tour through the property, you just feel like you have thousands of little kids' eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Underground.
Yeah.
There, that's where you really feel it.
Yeah. It was just a feeling that was what I would probably consider my first real empathic experience as far as investigating. I just couldn't shake the energy there. It was just so negative and like we said, sad. It wasn't even scary. Or like, I mean, there's definitely some evil involved with it just because of the way they were treated. Right. But it was just so sad. I just couldn't. We were I think in the Devon building in the basement there, and I had to leave. I literally started crying, like tears flowing down my face. Like I gotta get out of here. It sucks. This is bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, oddly enough, though, I found a weird connection after a while. My parents used to. They used to go to Christian college, which was like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 miles away from Pennhurst.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And after telling them that I had investigated Pennhurst, because I never told them where I was going ever, I was an adult at that point. But I told them, we did this investigation at Pennhurst. Like Pennhurst. Oh yeah, our college choir used to sing there for the kids. I'm like, wow, that's weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that's a really weird kind of like thing to hear. And then
Yeah, connection you wouldn't even think about.
yeah, I was like, wow, that's weird. Weird connection there, but yeah, that's awesome. Pennhurst was strange.
Yeah. I think we had they were like, all right, so if you see any real people, because there's people breaking into that place all the time.
Oh yeah.
They're like, run.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was there, they had a security guy who was just out like basically cruising the property on his motorcycle.
Yeah, that's the same when we were there. They had someone. I guess they have them all the time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that was their advice. If you see a real person, run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. That's so helpful.
The place is so massive. I could imagine how hard it is to keep security up in that location.
Because if there's only one driving around, if you could make it to one before they make the loop around, back around, it would be hard.
Yeah,
once you get in, that'd be very hard to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when that night when they took us over to the Devon building, it was like the door itself was like wooded off, like boarded up. Well, somebody had, in the span of time that short time we had already been there, somebody was there and had kicked in the bottom of the door. Wow. So they had to go in and do like a sweep of the building before we were even allowed in. Wow. So it's like we walked up, he's like, "Oh, that's fucking new. God damn it." So we radioed the security guy. He comes zooming over on his motorcycle, and they both go in with flashlights. You hear them in there yelling, "If you're in here, you better get the fuck out of here!" And just
we're gonna set the ghost on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like up all sprawled out on top of the hallway.
Yeah. It was starting to remind me of the House of Wills.
Yeah.
What's that?
This looks awesome.
It is pretty cool.
On my list.
I mean, it's rough just because of the neighborhood. I mean, you really have to be careful.
Yeah.
And there are parts of the building that are just under real serious decay. You have to be careful walking around. But I mean, he is good about like marking things off, like don't walk here. So if you're walking through the dark, it says like caution tape. Don't go past the caution tape. Just be safe. But he does let you carry on investigation. Yeah,
that's what I was just gonna say. I thought I seen an interview or something where you were saying about everyone was packing a gun because of the neighborhood. What? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not a nice neighborhood, no.
It's like the roughest street and roughest part of Cleveland, Ohio, like downtown.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really bad. I mean,
it's bad.
Yeah. Like, they don't want you smoking in the building, but there's like a roof, like a flat roof where they like set up a smoking area so you don't have to go down and smoke outside in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So at least you're elevated. You're off the ground. But we're sitting there and we're watching this lady named Patty, or a sweetheart of a lady. She used to run the ghost hunting stuff there. She doesn't do it anymore. There's actually another Cleveland area ghost group that does it. But she was sitting there one night we were there, and there were kids running up to her and giving her a hard time, like throwing beer bottles and shit at the back of the fence where she was sitting. And like we've been in there. I was in there once where she walked through and like she's like, just hold on. She pulls out a gun and runs in, and she's like, she starts screaming, "If there's any motherfuckers in here, you better get out now. I'm going to blast you in the face." Like that was her little line.
I'm gonna blast you in the face.
Okay. So like that puts a whole different vibe to the beginning of an investigation.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good.
100K too, Mom.
Especially if Ron shows up with all of his guns.
Oh, yeah.
It'll just be,
Ron and all
his guns, he'll have like snipers on the roof and shit. I feel like we're
give that one.
Yeah, we had Uncle Tony there too. He was
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was like we did this like massive like weapons check before we started pulling out our weapons here. like, I opened up my pocket. And I'm like, yeah, I got my Glock. He's like, oh yeah, I got my 40 here. And then one of our investigators from Columbus, he's like, well, I got my 28 down here, and I got a 9mm. He's like,
I'm just like, don't shoot me.
Right.
Does everybody?
I feel like I probably,
I'm like, does anybody have any ghost hunting equipment, or did we just all bring guns?
I mean, everything with guns in the dark. And,
Right? Yeah. No,
I'm thinking
I'm good.
that's
I'm
not
out.
good.
I'm out.
Well, I was actually, we were there, and I was with Resident Undead when they filmed at the House of Wills.
This is a good story. This is a good story.
Oh my god! So, like, the investigation itself, like, I don't know if you've seen the episode of Resident Undead where they go to the House of Wills.
Yeah.
The episode was amazing. I mean, I feel horrible for whatever Rebecca was going through, because she was getting latched onto, attacked by something negative. I mean, she was definitely. It was a scary situation for that, but another completely different scary situation is, like, at the end of the night we're packing up to go, and of course, like, at this point we're trying to pack things up. That's when the generator dies out. It's run out of fuel. It's like negative 20 degrees outside, because, like, there's this big blizzard coming into the town, and we're like, okay, everything's like dying on us as we're trying to pack up and get out of there. And then all of a sudden everybody starts hearing all this, like, chaos going at the end of the hallway at the other end, like somebody was trying to break in. So of course I'm the only one with a weapon on me, and you know how Adam is. He's like, come on, let's go, Goose. What are you getting me into? I carry this for my own, like, well-being. It's like a security blanket,
Right, not to go into issues. Yeah,
I'm not trying to find trouble.
No.
So he's like, come on, let's go get him. I'm like, go get who? What are you talking about? I'm like, we're done ghost hunting. What are we going to get? So he's like, we're going down. He's got the flashlight. He starts running off at the mouth. He's like, you better get out of here. If you pop your head around that corner, Goose is going to blast you in the face. So I'm like, fucking down, like, shaking.
They're like fucking Googling you right now.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, because first of all, everybody's freaking out. I never heard anything. And I'm like, what are they even talking about? So then, like, this whole thing, and then while we're doing this, Becca calls the cops, and the cops end up coming, and they come in and they do a sweep of the whole place, and like, oh, we get this from investigators all the time, and we come in here and we check it out, and we never find anybody.
Nice.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So then it kind of leads us to, like, and then we talk to, like, I know we talked to Tony Santori, who's been there quite a few times. We've been there together the one time. But him and quite a few of the other groups have had the same exact experience. And then, you know, part of the history there was a fight between, it was basically a drug deal gone wrong. And it was at that end of the building, and somebody was actually shot and killed.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, then you kind of wonder, like, is this all this that we heard? Was this like something that was just playing over and over again, like a residual?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
That place is great, though, for investigating.
Oh my God, yes, yeah. It's just, and like, when you picture like Scooby-Doo, and I know it sounds funny, but like, you know how they go, like, when Scooby-Doo, they go into like a mansion or whatever, and there's just like, okay, there's stairs up here, and there's like secret passageways and like things that just don't make sense. That's House of Wills.
Nice.
Because it's like started off, and then they just continued to add on to stuff. And finally, when it was the funeral home, I mean, it had been a hospital already. It had been a house. And then, you know, it was a funeral home where he just kept adding like wings on. And it's just like, you walk up on this floor, there's another stairway. It's just like you were talking about Fairfield.
Yeah. It was very big in the civil rights era, too.
Yeah. Mr. Wills himself was supposedly a good friend of Martin Luther King. And
that somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the NAACP had civil rights meetings there. And from what I've heard, Martin Luther King had visited there, you know, once or twice. You could actually see, like, they had protest signs from that time, like it said House of Wills, civil rights movement.
And they have a whole bunch of stuff up there they let you look through.
Was it a house during that time, or what?
Well, Mr. Wills lived there, and it was a funeral home, like a funeral parlor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like actually the cloud room where you go down in the basement, there's this long hallway, and there's like just real decorative architecture in the wall, the ceiling. That looked like clouds, but it's all like cement work.
Oh, that's cool.
That's where they like had their casket displays. So like at one point it was like painted like the sky, and I guess that's why they call it the cloud room. But
they had like a theater there almost.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of cool history to the place. I mean, he was letting biracial marriages happen in there when nobody else, during that time you would do that. A white person would not marry a black person, but they could go there and they could have their wedding there, and he would allow it, and they could have the reception there. I mean, he seemed like a really awesome guy. I mean, and then unfortunately his kids took over after he passed away, and he passed away at the House of Wills. He passed away on property in his bed, in his bedroom. Wow. So his bedroom is actually a pretty haunted area of the building. And unfortunately, his kids ran it into the ground. They ended up, in all kinds of legal trouble and stuff like that. But
yeah, if you get a chance, go, but be careful.
Sure. Yeah,
carefully go.
Carefully go.
Yeah, if you contact the local police, they will make sweeps for you.
Sounds like a good one to do as long as we're packing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely have your concealed on. I see that's another thing. I didn't have my concealed on. I don't have a concealed carry, but I had property owner permission, so I kind of like that was the loophole I had to be able to get here. Plus, I wasn't exactly concealing it that night, anyways.
We're from Central PA. Pretty much all of us have concealed carries, except our hippie medium Terry.
Yeah. It's always a joke that my crystals, because I always bring my crystals everywhere, so that's my weapon.
Well, those fuckers are sharp.
Yeah.
When the apocalypse started, it was like, where are we all meeting with all of our guns and ammunition and bring her rocks?
That was pretty much the House of Wills last time we were there. But I mean, we've had. You separate yourself from that. I mean, it's an amazing place. I mean, just everything we heard disembodied screams, like a woman screaming.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And obviously the area we're in, we're thinking maybe it's coming. There's no way it was outside. It was inside the building with us. It was down in the basement.
Wow.
There's like a sub basement where you gotta go down these like crazy old metal stairs, real narrow, real steep. I couldn't get my fat ass down there, but I was watching everybody from the top looking down. But somebody actually witnessed a brick being thrown like across the room. I know when Adam filmed, he did his seclusion session down there, or his quarantine. I wonder if he's going to ever rename that quarantine session. We're all doing a quarantine session right now, but
right?
He did his quarantine down in that room, and he had the same thing. And then he also heard like people walking around and talking above him, and we were completely at the opposite end of the building. I mean, the place is. I mean, even
size?
What's that?
Is it a good size building or?
Oh yeah, it's huge. I mean, you can get yourself easily lost.
Yeah, like you said, there's staircases everywhere. You'll go up one, and somehow you end up in the basement.
Right.
When you walk into like where they let you in when you investigate, when you walk up the steps, you're in like this big auditorium.
Yeah.
There's a balcony above you.
Wow.
Where they would have the big funerals and gatherings and stuff. But there was also a German. That was another thing. It was built originally by like a 33rd degree Mason.
Yeah.
As a German music hall, which is odd because then it became a Jewish Hungarian hospital.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
like, a conflict of interest there.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean the journey. Yeah, well, you don't know. It's just weird, and then it bought out by an African American entrepreneur who owns a huge funeral home, and he's running all kinds of stuff. And he was pretty well known for some pretty crazy parties as well. So, he was definitely.
I mean, if you live in a house like that, you can't live in a house like that and not throw big parties. That's.
But he's still definitely there, and there's just weird shit there, like entities that I've never would be able to describe to you. I mean, just weird stuff. And if you talk to Daryl Marston from Ghost Hunter, well, American Ghost Hunters, he said probably one of the most crazy locations he's ever investigated. Now, since he's been with Ghost Hunters, I don't know if he'd say the same thing, but they actually have footage. His team has footage that he was with, like of this massive black shadow figure that was coming towards them that he caught on video or on camera. It was just crazy stuff.
Wow.
I bet you it's still one of the up there, no matter what he's been doing. I bet you it's still up there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know Becca was picking up all kinds of crazy shit there too. It was just, if you guys ever get the chance, I would look into it. It's definitely worth everything else that you have to go through to be there. But it's definitely worth the experience. It's just an amazingly haunted location for sure. I would definitely stamp that haunted for sure. Yeah, and there's not many places. I mean, there's not many places I would like 100% stamp like that. But you know, Madison stamp, House of Wills stamp. You know, those two for sure. Penhurst stamp.
Yeah.
So has Zach been possessed there or found a portal there?
Zach has been too afraid to go there.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He is scheduled twice. Since I've known Eric Freeman, I know they've scheduled twice to be at the House of Wills, and both times they canceled for whatever reason. I was actually on site when the Ghost Brothers. I don't know if you remember that show. I don't know how long.
I think that's still on, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still on.
but I was actually supposed to be interviewed for that show.
Oh, really?
And I got there. I waited. I called off. Well, I didn't call. I took a half day so I could go up there. I sat there for 3 hours, and then the owner decided he was just going to show up whenever he felt. So, like the whole cast was sitting there, the producers were sitting there, and then finally he came in, and they ended up having to cut me after I had sat there for 4 hours waiting for them to show up.
Nice.
But anyways, I was
He's
sticking
not
around.
better.
They had started the interview part.
Did they have snacks?
What's that?
Did they have snacks there?
Oh,
Oh, man, I've been pissed then.
they had rented their own porta.
That's what we're gonna investigate. He's like, "Will there be snacks?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"We'll bring you gummy worms,
Yeah,
Bri."
well, looks like I'll be yeah.
So do you guys order pizza around midnight and have drinks? Oh, we can't do it. Sorry. But no, I'm sitting there waiting, and they had already told me that they were canceling. And Eric, the owner, came out. He's like, "Dude, I'm really sorry they wasted your time." He's like, "I'm gonna tell them off for this." And I was still talking to Patty, who was also there, and they had at this point had already started filming like their interview with Eric Freeman and with the cast and everything. And that's at that point is when he revealed to them that he was a member of the Church of Satan. And one of the investigators, he walked. I don't know if you ever saw the episode. He walked out and didn't return until very much later that night because he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
He was afraid of that building for what Eric was.
No,
So I'm like, I saw him walk out and go like into his SUV and just sit there. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? Like,
You should have ran in there, man.
no, I'm like, they need a replacement. I'm in. You know,
Right.
I like ghosts. You know, I got a brother. You know.
It was funny because like when years ago when I went to Post Town Elementary, I guess the brothers was there like right before we were, and Daryl that owns the place said they wouldn't even go in there at night. They did it all during the day. They were too afraid of the school. They did it during the day.
Yeah, they
Really?
did it during the day with like their IR cameras to make it look like nighttime.
Yep.
And wouldn't go in at night.
Wow.
But yeah, that's kind of. I mean, you can investigate the day, but like they always pretend like they're out there at night doing it. But,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
actually, I
crazy.
had the opportunity too. I used to. My old radio show was on liveparanormal.com, and we were at the time we were trying to get some kind of like YouTube show going, or he was trying to produce some kind of show. And just like off the wall one night, he like called me. He's like, "Dude, you got time tonight? Come up to the House of Wills. I got some of the Cleveland Browns players coming in. They want to do an investigation." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go up there."
Nope.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about this.
Yeah, I went up there. I was
Son of a
only up there. Yeah, I met Richard. What's his name? Higgins or something.
Higgins.
Like that. Yeah, I met Richard Higgins and some other guy who was a tight end. I can't remember his name. Go Steelers. I mean, but no, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. And those guys were like freaking out, man, because we had we were down in the basement and the K2 was going off to our questions. My EDI device was like syncing up with the questions, like answering.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, like they had that, and then the REM pod was going off. So like we had all this equipment,
Wow.
like going off in sync to our questions.
Right.
And Richard grabbed his girlfriend. He's like, "I'm sorry, guys, I got to get out of here. I can't do it." So I mean, it was just it was an interesting experience, but I don't know. That place is amazing.
That's cool.
Just checking back to see if I missed any questions.
I
Everybody
actually
was
have a question.
Yeah.
So I just want to know like the dynamic of your group, like how many people you have. You know, it's called Bearded Paranormal, and two out of the three of you are women. So I'm just wondering like where the name came from and who you have in your group. And
We have the lower beards of the group.
Wrong.
Well, when I first started, it was just me, so that's how the bearded part came along.
nice.
Yeah. We're just all a whole bunch of ass clown misfits, I
I'm
guess.
sure eventually we'll have beards too.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
give
gonna-
us a few years,
Yeah.
we'll grow
Right.
one out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I'll make them wear Amish dresses. I might as well do like an Amish.
Don't laugh. There used to be an Amish paranormal group.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, there was.
They were like asking good questions, churning butter and stuff. Make it fun.
Yeah, we had a group at our first MS fundraiser, Amish Paranormal. Obviously, these were like reformed, like they after Rumspringa, they didn't go back type thing.
Yeah.
They called themselves Amish Paranormal, and I guess they still work within the community. But yeah,
Oh,
it was a thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think I want to be a part of that.
Me too.
See, I want
Well, you don't.
Right. We
See-
just found out about Amish.
I want to do
Paranormal.
pint-sized paranormal.
Oh.
Where it's all little people. That'd be the coolest thing ever. Tell me you would not watch them episodes.
I
I
actually
would-
don't watch any ghost hunting shows, honestly.
Me neither.
Oh no.
I found people, but I'm not into a lot of them either.
I watch them to look at them and see what idiots they are. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can look at them just for the entertainment purposes.
I do.
this is.
If there's a hot guy on it, I'm in. But when
If
they
they
all
said,
get scared, it's like, why are you ghost hunting? Like something happens and you all take off screaming. I'm so confused.
That's the one that would be on.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah. Well, yeah, Terry would be on that one, but
The only time I watch them is to check out a location I'm going. Just to,
Yeah.
like,
yeah, that makes sense.
but that's about it. Like,
But like back to your question, I think we have an amazing dynamic.
yeah.
Like we have a pretty great. I mean, there's some right now that are on hiatus for a while.
yeah,
Maternity leave, I guess you would call it.
yeah.
And
Rachel just had a baby
Just
last
had a-
Friday.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
little girl, and
Yeah.
then Ron, another member, he works. He has his own business, so he does a lot of his work right
Yeah,
now.
he's going kind of
It's his
take a
busy
break.
time. So, but I mean, we all for the most part get along pretty well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, we actually have this plan to put a camera in our car while
Yeah.
we're
As
As
traveling.
we're driving,
Because everyone could witness our 5-hour trip blooper bullshit that happened.
Right.
while
the
driving.
conversation.
Yeah.
We can't even go into that. On
No,
yeah.
No. But we have some of our
That's-
best times
That's the
traveling.
stories we're gonna tell you.
But I
first.
feel like we could make one on YouTube or something
Yeah.
if people were watching that. 'Cause this guy right here, telling you.
But we all bring like something to the table with the group.
Yeah.
Like the one Rachel, she's clairvoyant, so she's. And then I don't know, Ron's pretty great with tech. You're pretty
Yeah,
good with
Ron
tech.
is really good with tech. Yeah.
You're probably, I'd say, the fearless one that would let anything mess with you. Like she she's the bait for everything. She's like, here I am, you do whatever. And
Yeah.
And Terry's always just like, her, not me. Like,
my energy, do whatever. I'm like, I'll say, just so we're clear, this is my space.
Right.
Her, whatever, but me, I'm not me, you know. But no,
Yeah.
we bring something pretty great to the table, I think. And everything we do is fun, regardless if there's lots of activity or not.
Yeah.
We make it a good time. So.
3:30, 4 a.m. It's just nonsense.
That's usually
Yeah. But surprisingly, we can be professional if we're doing residential.
100%.
If we're on our own, it is chaos and ridiculousness. But if we are
It's
trying
fun,
to be professional, we can actually pull it off. Yeah.
That's good. That's important for residential stuff.
Yeah, they can't be in there like, woohoo!
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure.
What's in this drawer?
I really do. I love everybody in the group. I think that we all get along really well.
We all get along. We hang out outside of doing investigations quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice to have a group like that. I find myself very lucky to be with our group, Dark Owl. It's the same thing. We all have a little something we bring to the table that helps out, but we also we all get along pretty well. No, you don't? Well, I know you don't. You don't. Whatever. Mike, how do you want to go about this? Whatever you want to do. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mr. Laid Back, just like I'll just tell me where to go and I'll go.
Yeah.
But no, I mean you do keep us like on investigating because we tend to like go out and hang outside a little bit too much, and you're kind of like, oh, let's go back in. Come on, guys, let's go. You pull us back in quite a bit, but you know, we do like to take the extended goof off breaks. Especially
I smoke so much cigarettes out there that I finally start getting sick, and I'm like, all right, we gotta go back in.
Nicotine overdose.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a
I'm like, all right, let's go back in, man.
Yeah, winter they go out, puff real quick, then run.
Yeah,
back
winter
in.
time you don't spend as much time out doing that. Too cold.
I mean, it depends. At Madison, it's actually warmer outside than it is on the inside.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Yeah.
Especially with the big propane heaters now.
yeah, we do go outside to warm
Yeah,
up.
but even without that, Madison's like an ice box, man.
Yeah,
Ice box and a furnace.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Usually mid-November is my cutoff for like.
When did we do Bergen House? Because I feel like it was colder in that house than it was outside. Like it was bad. Yeah, it was freezing in there.
Yeah, really cold.
It is crazy how that works.
That's
Yeah.
definitely go back to for sure. Ever.
You don't want to go back? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No,
She didn't like.
I will not be joining that one again
Yeah.
for sure. So. There's not many places you wouldn't get me back to, but that is definitely one for sure.
It was that bad, huh?
Oh,
For me,
it's like
definitely.
Twilight episode.
Yeah, no, it was like I wasn't in reality for most of the night. It was very
There
bizarre.
were vampires?
That's what I was gonna say.
I didn't hang around long enough.
Yeah,
to find out.
Team Edward.
Team Jacob.
Like, I'm not sure.
That's quite the experience.
It was.
For sure. But we have, when we get together, we have a laugh over it.
Yeah.
Talking the story.
Yeah.
What?
Team Jacob.
Team Edward.
The one coyote balling the whole night out there, though.
Yeah.
It's like out in the middle of nowhere. There's coyotes screaming all night long.
The guy was like, just be careful because they'll come right up to the house. I was like, oh, that's fabulous.
Oh my gosh.
When you get there and the guy comes out and he looks at me and Ralph and says, hey, don't be jerking off in any of the corners. We have cameras everywhere. And I'm like,
Where am I?
You know, they have to say it because it probably happened.
It was pretty much that. It was just like.
Yeah, that just sets the picture for the whole night.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, so obviously they must have had people doing it. Right. Yeah.
Well, I remember the very first ghost hunt I ever went on was public at Mansfield Prison. You know, me and like 90 other people,
Yeah.
because that's how many they would allow in there. But like one of the rules, they like before they even let you in, they would go over the rules of the house, and one of the main rules he went over is absolutely 100% no sex in the building.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
I'm like,
Darn
I'm like,
it.
whoa. Who's having sex on those moldy ass beds? It's like,
Right?
ugh.
Ew.
It would have been.
Investigation thinking, I hope I get laid. Like,
I
nobody
mean, there
ever.
was an American Horror Story that started out that way.
Yeah.
I think every one of those start out that way. I can
It would have been
honestly-
great if 10 people walked out right after they said that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm out.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. That would be funny.
Well, I guess we're going to the Denny's down the street.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That,
Downtown Mansfield isn't that far away. I'm sure you can find something down there.
I'm sure you can.
When I
Yeah.
when I went to Moundsville, there's people that come in and brought cots and sleeping bags, and they were like just sleeping in a cell. Like they weren't even investigating. They just had like 3 cells with cots and sleeping bags and was in there.
Right?
sleeping.
You're just like rob a
Yeah.
fucking bank and like get like what do you think?
Yeah, it's like just go to a hotel then. if you want to sleep.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's ugh. Well, I mean, I know Mansfield used to have like the overnight cleaning weekend, where you could go and like they'd feed you and you could stay the night and help clean the whole weekend. I'm like,
Nice.
I mean, I would be down for helping clean, but I'm not spending the night there. I mean, if I'm there, if I'm going to be overnight, I'm going to be up investigating the whole night.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be.
Oh, yeah, I'll have
Right.
like red hot cases, bro. When I'm
Yeah, yeah. I ain't throwing a sleeping bag down anywhere in that place. Still, no, thank you.
I mean, what about like in the warden's quarters and stuff? That's fine.
No,
No? Not
I
even
don't know.
there?
Maybe.
come after the water, be nice.
Warden wasn't a very nice guy.
Got a nice room though. I'd sleep there.
Yeah,
Mike's got the shower room.
Oh, geez.
Cleaned up. Now, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd rather be investigating than taking a nap.
yeah. That's what hotels are for.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna send you footage every time he takes a nap while we're supposed to be
and
investigating
he's
now.
saying this. I'm
Do
like,
it.
You got your monster and you're like, she can fall asleep everywhere.
yeah. I don't think one of it.
Yeah, beauty sleep's beauty sleep. Doesn't matter where you get it.
It
Oh,
wasn't
you-
Erie took a nap with that Ron and Rachel. Pictures of them.
Yeah.
They just laid down and took naps.
Oh no, and we caught something creeping across the floor. I don't remember
Oh,
that
that
in
was-
the picture.
We had a couple people on our team went take a nap at the brewery, and we were
Yeah.
just taking pictures just to be jerks,
Dicks, yeah.
taking of them napping. And when we went back and looked, we actually got something like on a picture right beside them as they're napping.
Nice.
I don't think they're up for those naps after that, but we didn't even expect that. It-
No. Yeah, we were just
Present
taking
bonus.
pictures of them sleeping like 50 assholes.
Yeah, it's like 1 in. They just lay down and nap. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
you guys were supposed to be going to the Gettysburg this weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, that got canceled.
That was a
Yeah.
bummer. I was really hoping to like get out there and meet you guys and meet Justin Brown and his group.
Next year,
So-
hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all over.
And it just sucks because like every year they've been having it. I'm like, man, I want to go so bad.
Right. And then you
Like, our
finally
year.
booked it. Yeah.
Sunday this year, I was talking to her about it, and then she's like, I don't know if we're going to have it or not. She was still in talks with the hotel whether they were
Yeah.
going to have it. And then,
Well, I think once the state went to mask mandated, they
yeah.
were going to.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
like 25 people or something in an area, you know, it wasn't that many.
Yeah.
So. I mean, as much as I like was upset about it, I will admit I was kind of relieved at the same time because I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm getting a lot of anxiety from this whole thing. You know, I don't know what to believe. I'm just trying to be careful and be smart about it.
And it changes every day.
And, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Every day.
It does, but I'm going to do what the health departments are telling me to do and be careful and just try to be safe. Try to keep our team safe. You know, we're trying not to book too many small places where we have to be grouped together.
Right.
We don't want to do that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be too Heisenberg. But hey, it is what it is. We just gotta. We're gonna still continue. We're gonna keep working and investigating. And you guys said you're going to Fairfield next weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to. You guys better do some live streaming. I want to see what you guys get.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
We have a few extra people with us for that one.
Yeah.
Really, that'll
Yeah, we have a couple
some extra
coming.
hands. So.
Awesome.
Nice.
I hope you guys
I'm
have
excited
a good time.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too, actually.
It's nice knowing that. I mean, Adam has done such great work down there already. I can't believe how much.
Every day he puts on a new video of him cleaning up,
Right.
and doing that. Yeah,
And he's been zigzagging.
I'm glad
I feel like
him out there preserving the history parts. You know. Yeah. He does good work.
He does.
What were you gonna say, Denise?
Oh, honestly, a lot of what was there before is not even in his videos. Yeah, the people before had like this haunted house set up, and it was honestly terrible. I'm sorry to anybody who would go there. I'm sure it was amazing, but from a history standpoint and from a caretaker of a building standpoint, it was terrible. They had stuff like just screwed into the walls and into the door frames, and they had like bloody handprints like actually painted on the walls, and so there was honestly so much work that was done before he even started putting out videos and stuff. It was I hope that he took some good like before and after videos, but
as long as you don't get rid of the buses, we'll be all right.
Yeah, no, I don't don't think they ever will.
Yeah, you got to keep the
super
buses.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
you got to keep
they're so
Twisty's
cool.
bus.
Yeah, it's really
Mike's
cool.
Mike's gonna investigate the Twisty bus, right, Mike? You don't even know who Twisty is.
Is that from American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Probably not haunted.
Put him in with the hottest night and just lock him in there. No windows. No anything.
Why does everybody want to lock me in shit, man?
Yeah, Papa Santori said that place definitely was a mess before Adam got in there. Now, Denise, can you tell me, was he already kind of like at the peak of buying the place when Destination Fear? Was that already like in motion, or was that before?
I obviously don't know all the behind the scenes stuff, but I don't think that it was. I know he had been there before and really liked it, but I don't know if it was even an option at the time that Destination Fear was there, because also they go there, like a year before the actual episode comes out.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. So maybe like by the time it aired, he was already like in the motions. I honestly have zero clue, but I know that he's always loved it.
When I look back at like the episode they did at Madison, just seeing the difference from when they were there to now. I mean, like a completely different location. And
I
it's
know,
just
I love it.
Amazing. And then watching like when Ghost Hunters was there and the way it looks now, it's like not even the same place. It's just beautiful now.
Yeah, I was there probably 3-4 years ago, I think. So it's probably fairly different now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been that long since you've been to Madison?
I think so.
Oh wow. Okay.
2 or 3.
Yeah. Are you guys coming to MadCon 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Should be there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Probably just to show up, no table or anything like that. Just come.
Oh yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, it's
well,
a
if
good
you
time.
show up, we'll be broadcasting live, so we'll have you guys on there.
Yeah.
Come sit down and talk with us.
Will there be snacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to buy them because it's for charity.
You have to buy them. It's a fundraiser.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. Just as long as there's snacks there.
There
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
snacks. Yes.
And if Mama Kimmel has anything to do with it, there'll be delicious snacks.
Right? Oh my gosh.
I told Ray I'm gonna do color commentary of everybody at the MadCon when we're on live.
Oh gosh. Maybe this is a bad idea.
That'll be like one of those late night TV shows where you just send like the worst interviewer out there to ask questions. That guy right there. So this team like investigating. Yeah. So you like believe in ghosts and shit, right?
Right?
Why are you guys here?
Right?
Okay, we let Ralph on our team go live one time.
Oh.
He went up to we had all of our equipment on the table. He's like, so this shit like lights up and beeps and shit. Like,
Yes.
a live video, and he's like going across the equipment like.
This one will say ghost if there's a ghost.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to explain things to your audience as if they have no clue what you're talking about. So he did great. It lights up and shit.
He made it up as
He
he
was
went.
just like, yeah, this like beeps and shit. And I'm like, that's our live video right now.
So it's a
Yeah,
PS session. Well, I mean, I feel that way too, and I know Denise agrees. Like when you're leading a public ghost hunt with like a bunch of people that have never done it before, you almost have to do it that way. Like,
Yeah.
this blue box,
Yeah.
okay, picks up electromagnetic frequency,
And
and
people
the
are like,
little light behind
what?
if there's a fluctuation.
Yeah. So you can't explain it in scientific terms sometimes because people will be like, what does that mean? So you just have to be like, if a ghost comes by, this will light up.
Yep.
If a
That's
ghost
what I
trying
just
to-
make up a whole bunch of shit about whatever it is.
Right?
Yes, I do, Denise.
This measures the amount of ectoplasm in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, if you hold it by the window, it picks
So
up
it's all-
airplane noises as well.
An investigation we were just
So-
at that school. I said there were a bunch of teams. Well, there were these young kids there, and
And I been the
walked.
first time.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
walked down this hallway and this girl's holding a K2, and it is lighting up to red. And I was like, holy shit, like, wow, you're getting some, like, and she's like, oh, yeah, it's really active. And then she lifted up her K2, and she had her voice recorder on her hand underneath her K2. And I'm like, oh, I just didn't even say anything. I just I was like, you know, yeah.
Oh, geez.
I would have taken her by the hand. I'm like, okay, watch what happens when I move the recorder
Right.
away from the K2 meter.
Excited, I didn't even break her arm. I just let it go.
You know what? I'm the same.
Order the cake
I'm the
too.
same way. We were doing public ghost hunts with we did the Kent Paranormal Weekend when that was still going on, and we had like a couple people in this room with us with that Ghost Hunter app, and like, oh my gosh, look what it said. It said ghost. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Whoa.
That is such great evidence. They're like, do you buy any stock in this? I'm like, no, it's crap.
Right.
Sorry.
You know what I like to do? Ray knows this, is like people will show me pictures of orbs, and I'm like, oh, you should go show Ray this.
Right.
He does. But it actually paid off one time.
Yeah, one
It was at
time.
the Kent Paranormal Weekend. This lady brought down these pictures of these orbs, and the first thing she said was exactly what he just said. Well, I got these pictures of these orbs, and your teammate said I should bring them to you to look at. I'm like,
They were real. They were real this time.
yeah. So I'm like looking at them, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? She's like flipping through these pics. It was the Arlington National Cemetery.
Yeah.
Was that where it was from? Okay,
Yep.
so like, and it's during the day, so obviously there's no like IR reflection or anything like that. It's not dust, obviously. So she's flipping through these pictures, and I see these little blue, wispy-looking like flame orbs. I mean, they're something I've never seen before.
Mhm.
So she's like telling me, and like they're just like in weird locations. There's like on the walkway, in the yard. Like they're not even like by like the tombstones or anything. And then I'm like trying to get more information and background on these pictures. And they're actually a collection of pictures that different students took. She was a teacher, and they were there on a field trip.
And
she said there's it was like 3 different cameras catching these little blue wispy orbs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is the first time that somebody brought me pictures of orbs that I could definitely say I have no idea what that is.
Right.
That definitely looks like something, because I always say this when I explain it. I don't know if you have kids or anything, or if you ever seen the movie Brave, the Disney movie Brave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where she runs away from home and she follows those little blue lights back to the witch's house. That's exactly what these things look like. They look like little blue flames that were just there. It was just the craziest thing. I couldn't explain it away.
But yeah,
I mean,
I'm notorious for sending Ray orb pictures.
How about when someone showed you a picture of a smoke figure that in their hand is their
right?
They're
Like,
right.
And then they're like, oh,
look at this thing.
Yeah, we had this video. Someone sent us, and it's this old dude. He gets up off the chair and he walks away. He's in the damn underwear and he's doing a damn vape, and it comes out this way. So like, it's something paranormal, and it's like,
so not only did he have to say it's your vape, but he had to see an old man in his underwear.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there was a local investigator here that got into a big debate with people. He posted a picture from the House of Wills. He had been investigating there, and it was like mid-December, so it's freezing. And you obviously, in that place, there's no heat, no electric. You can see your breath. I mean, there's times like during the summer where it's cold enough in there, you can see your breath. It's just crazy. But you can see his hand like out, and you see like this like misty stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that's not your breath. I'm sorry.
Right.
You can sit there and you can fight with me, and obviously I wasn't there. But whatever, you can't tell me that's not your breath.
Right.
I mean, and there were.
All it needs the red circle around it.
Oh yeah. If it's got the red circle, it's definitely something.
But on Facebook last week, I don't know if you guys seen it. There was on one of them like groups, and someone had a picture of a Boss fan on a laminate floor, and they had like still shots of it like moving, and they were like all freaked out because their Boss fan was sliding around on the floor. They wanted people to get out. They're like, "What should we do?" And I'm like, "Put it on a rod."
Right. Yeah.
Like common sense.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people are possessed. You know what I mean?
It's like that meme, like of the dark room that's really dusty, like dust flying around, and there's like little orbs everywhere, and they got them all circled and like an arrow, like this is Bob, this is Shirley. And actually, it's funny too. Just recently, I got into it with somebody who sent me a picture. You know, I tried to be nice and professional about it.
Right.
But she's this like dark room, and there's like a yellow circle, and I like zoomed in. I see absolutely nothing. I don't see an orb. I don't see any kind of pixelation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Even with the red circle, I mean, if you circle it 9 times out of 10, it's probably nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like our general idea of when we're actually investigating these pictures. She got into me because I said red circle. She's like, no, it's a yellow circle.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. Are you kidding me?
See,
we're
out of a different ray.
Circle. If red circles aren't paranormal, then yellow circles must be. They have to be.
I would have been like, holy shit, you caught a yellow circle.
Right?
Right.
We were colorblind, made her feel bad.
See, I probably would have just put the poop emoji in the middle of the circle and sent it back to her.
Yeah, you gotta circle stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the part of the conversation where I'm like, unfriend, block. I don't know how to explain it to you. I'm sorry.
Right.
But people, how do you guys? I mean, I think people watch too many shows these days. I mean, it's just, and I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Watching like the original Ghost Hunter series, like early on,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like. That's what kind of like pushed me to go, and because I grew up with stuff. I mean, my house was haunted. I mean, so I started reading and doing research myself. But then it was much later in life where I'm like, oh, there's a show about this. Like, you can actually go and like investigate this now. Like, I always thought it was like old timey stuff.
Right.
Like, you sit around in a circle and you do seances, and that's how you ghost hunted, or you read books about it, like I did. I'm like, oh, you can actually go out and like actively investigate, and that's what pushed me. But after watching them for a while, and how they even like the Ghost Hunters, how that show has changed. And it's just everybody's trying to be
My first like one or
on
two
edge. What's that?
It's like the first 1 or 2 seasons was good, and then
Yeah,
it, like,
it's like when they were actually trying to help people, and they would like, this place isn't
celebrities.
Yeah, that's part of it too. That's
Mm-hmm.
definitely becoming celebrities didn't help, and then the boys from Ghost Adventures came on the scene, and everything was a demon, and that kind of
Right.
changed the whole thing. So
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. You guys ever see yourself like doing any kind of documentary or like YouTube show, or is that something?
I had a place lined up to do a documentary, like a local old theater, and then COVID happened, and it's on hold for till all this is over, pretty much.
Fucking Rona, man. Fucking Rona.
Right?
Screwed a lot of things up.
Yeah, we were actually going to be the first ones in there.
But it's
Right.
possessed during the documentary.
I mean, I can kind of possessed.
Because I feel like it's not going anywhere. If one of us doesn't get possessed,
I'll just put a sheet over and run with high heels across the stage. I'm still trying to find something like that. I think we're gonna start doing some more like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like with the Corona, I started like messing around with film editing and stuff. So
yeah, me too. Yep.
I'm self-teaching myself right now.
Yeah.
So
it's a good time. I mean, if it's something you want to do, now's the time to learn the tech and all the back scene stuff and how to get it together, so that when it's ready, you can knock it out.
Yeah. I mean, the first couple of them are probably gonna be kind of shitty, but
you know what? The shows that are on,
man.
Yeah, they are. I mean, for real, like some of these documentaries, these like underground indie documentaries that our friends are putting out are freaking amazing. I mean,
exactly.
You got the boys from Seventh Circle, what they've done, and Dead Republic. They're putting out some entertaining, like, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Justin Brown's group Interface. I mean, they're putting out really good,
they have
interesting
amazing
things.
Production. I love their stuff.
Yeah. And, well, he's just like a tech whiz. I mean, he knows what he's doing. So I'm completely lost with that shit, but I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like the cut-arounds to do it like professionally looking, but still remain pretty cheap. So this stuff is so expensive; it's like a little out of my league. But I don't know.
But it's possible.
It is, and you know what? And even some of these guys that have put stuff out hasn't been like top of the line production. It's just what they can afford, and it's just every bit as interesting and informative as anything that I've seen on TV, if not better.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like when I watched the what is it? The Voice for the Silence. That was pretty.
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
That's what real ghost hunting is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, if it's over edited, I'm just gonna assume it's over edited. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
If they did, that's what you get when you ghost hunt. It's not.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to see the reality and like the raw footage of what we do, and not just the 40 minutes of 5-minute scenes that it took you 3 days to film.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think that's what's so awesome about the underground is that it's not, $1 million productions, $1 million per episode production quality, but at the same time, it's actual quality because these people are telling the stories about locations and they're doing actual investigations instead of like just drama, so it's honestly refreshing to watch that kind of stuff. I'm glad everybody's putting out these documentaries. They're amazing. I love them.
They're good, and it's a good way to help these locations too get some notifications. these guys are, a lot of them are investigating either places that we know and love or places we never heard of and are just amazing. Like, and it's really helping these locations get some notice, some,
Right.
And
that's what they need.
So, well, we're at that time, guys. Is there anything you guys want to promote? You guys have any like public investigations you're doing, or just anything you want to throw out there as far as watch our group for anything?
Yeah, watch for YouTube videos coming soon, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, and our lives Saturday, of course.
Yeah, our lives.
Yeah. So everybody, keep an eye out. That's going to be on the Bearded Paranormal page, correct, on Facebook?
Next
Next Saturday.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we have a podcast next Wednesday.
Yeah, we have
as
a
well.
next podcast next Wednesday on Twitch. It's
Oh,
Kodak TV. Yeah. Yep. So.
Awesome, guys.
Nice.
Really cool. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight, and it was a good time. We'll do it again. We'll do a third time. Yeah.
Maybe not a whole year from now. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, if you guys make it out to MadCon in September, stop by.
Just stop by.
Yeah, just come by. We'll talk.
Yep.
Get you guys on. But so good luck to you guys. Good luck next weekend at Fairfield. Super excited to see that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Guys, follow Bearded Paranormal. They're a great group of people.
Oh, look, Goose. Look what I got.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice. That's awesome. Well,
I will hand deliver yours.
Okay.
I got you. Goose. Look.
Oh, nice. Oh, now you show it. Now you show it. Well, you know what? You brought me that hat last time I saw you, and I told Denise that my daughter snatched it from me. She stole it. That's her hat now. But I'm cool. She's wearing a paranormal hat. That's my little girl.
Right? Yeah.
She's into what Daddy likes, so I'm down with that. Yep.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. We will see you later. Have a good night. Thank you for coming on.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Everybody, thank you for watching. As per usual, no lined up guests next week, but keep an eye out. We'll get it figured out.
It's a
throw it
surprise,
up
even to us.
It's a surprise. It might just be the three of us. I don't know. But well, all right, Crypto Heads, we will spook you later. Have a good night. We'll see you next Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yep. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yep.